Man, what a powerful song. Every time I sing that song, I just end up, it's like God shows me his faithfulness. You know, we were just down in Mexico, and we're going to have our mission team come up here in a minute, and I ended up getting a chance to preach there in this city, Camacho Inn. Small community of about 7,000 people, up 9,000 feet up, and I ended up preaching on Psalm 139. And Psalm 139 is considered to be maybe one of the most beautiful psalms. It's written by David when he was actually a shepherd before God did anything in his life. And he starts out Psalm 139, and he says, God, you search me and you know me. And then he goes on to say, and all the days were fashioned for me and ordained for me, when yet there was none of them. And then later in 2 Samuel, David, at the end of his life, the prophet comes and says, not only has God made you king, not only has God protected you, not only has God blessed you, but he's speaking about your future. There will never be a time when one of your descendants does not sit upon the throne. And David's response in 2 Samuel is, God, who am I that you took me from an insignificant boy in a pasture to become king over all of Israel? And not only that, you have now spoken about my future. And he worshiped. Powerful, powerful. This is the God we serve. He's good. He's good. Amen. Amen. Well, go ahead and have a seat. We're going to transition during this time. I'm going to have our missions team come up. Jay Springer, Jackson Springer, Sammy and Joey Barnwell. Guys, one of our passions here at Renovate when we started the church was not only that we would make an impact here in this community, but out of this place we would impact the world. And we've had an opportunity to do that in several places. Back about 15 months ago, some of our members, Jim and Becky Klingon up front here, asked me to go to lunch, and they began to share a burden that they had for a community in Mexico that they had visited 11 times in 15 years, and they hadn't been able to get back. And they said, would somebody from the church go down? And we just want to reconnect with this community in this church. It's the first evangelical church ever started in this whole region. And I said, yeah, I'll go down, and took a friend of mine, Tata, who speaks Spanish. We went down, and I was just amazed at what God was doing through this church, the openness of the people. And one of the biggest surprises was when I got there, 9,000 feet up, they absolutely love basketball. We were sitting there talking, and they were like, yeah, we love it. Like, it's our most favorite thing. We have a court right up here, and I went up that day, and there was games being played. So we had an opportunity to take a team and go down and go into this community and do outreach and do basketball clinics and exhibition games and preach in their church. And it just was an incredible trip. So I've asked these guys to just share a little bit about that trip, and then we're going to go ahead and transition our service. So this is Jay Springer.
I get to go first, I guess. So. I guess my biggest takeaway was just community. These people were just absolutely took us in as their own. We never felt awkward. We always felt at home. Just super loving, grateful community, and just the way they received us, really. Just amazing people. Super grateful for everything they had, and really probably more grateful for just our time and fellowship with them than anything. And so that was some of the most awesome moments as far as just spending time with them on a daily basis, whether it be over coffee or lunch or whatever, and just spending time with them and getting to know them, and as we all did throughout the trip, getting to know them a little bit deeper, and just about their way of life, really. And it was just a really incredible experience with some amazing people. And I've already told like several people on how we hope to go back, if not as a mission trip, but just in general, and definitely swing by and say hi to some of these people because they were really awesome.
I just liked how we were able to like create a very nice bond with the community. Like almost immediately they were all like inviting and exciting and ready to learn. So it just made it really easy because we were able to kind of like teach them, and it was all like it worked out really nice.
Yeah, one thing about like when you get to the town, it's kind of like impoverished and run down, but the people's spirits are the like total opposite of that. Everybody is like always like walking down the streets, everybody's walking with each other, so many friends, all the people there, they're just so nice, and the sense of community there is just so like flourished, and I just really enjoyed like getting to, you know, spend time with them, and like they're so welcoming. And so yeah, that's really what I took out.
I think we had a real connection there. I feel like it wasn't like you go down there and you just meet people and it's like a connection. Like even the church, I feel like there were aspects that we do here that we saw throughout the entire place. And it was just a great experience, and everything we did, we were backed by everyone in the village, so it was really nice.
You know, it's amazing because years ago I heard somebody say that, you know, it's funny, you study the story of Moses, and God says, I'm going to use you. You need to go back to Egypt. And Moses was very reluctant. And he said, like, how am I going to make a difference? And God said to him, what's in your hand? He's like, a staff. He goes, throw it down. He threw it down, and God's power came on it. I remember years ago a guy saying, you know, many times it's just what's in your hand, that when you put it in God's hands, he can use it powerfully. And it's like I watch these guys, you know, the gifts that they had used so powerfully there. Like, you know, these guys can play basketball, and they're out there playing basketball for hours with these kids, connecting and bringing life, and then getting a chance to do clinics, and then getting a chance to share the gospel with 100 people that are there. And, you know, people just receiving that, and the church being strengthened. I think the day we did the church service, 9 people came forward to recommit their lives to Christ. And so many times it's just what's in our hand. We think, oh, this is overwhelming. What difference can I make? Well, what's in your hand? What's in your hand? For us, this trip, it happened to be basketball. Other trips, it's been dance. Other trips, it's been business. Other trips, it's been construction. Other trips, it's been English camps and teaching and da-da-da-da-da. So anyway, these guys were amazing. Give them a hand.